Jeffrey Katzenberg is someone well known in Hollywood. If you don't know who he is the guy who turned around Walt Disney Studios in the latter half of the 80s, literally reviving the animation department who, under his management, made films like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Lion King. Not only that, he was responsible for seeing the partnership between Pixar and Disney, and also for bringing Miramax under the studio banner. After leaving Disney in, let's say, controversial fashion, he co-founded DreamWorks SKG with a certain Steven Spielberg. He went on producing films such as The Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, and eventually funding the studio's Golden Goose with Shrek in 2001, cementing the status of the company as the alternative to Pixar. In 2016, he left DreamWorks Animation after this was bought by NBC Universal, starting a new venture called Wonder Co. shortly after. Now, you read this video's title, and very likely you're asking why in the hell I am explaining all of this. Well, again, that is Katzenberg's resume. You can say he never made a mistake, it's pretty much spotless. That indeed brings us to the product of Wonder Co. Quibi, a short-form SVOD service designed exclusively for smartphone and tablets. Sold as a mobile-only Netflix, the platform managed the support of big names such as NBC Universal, Viacom, Sony, AT&T, and even Warner Media. Nothing surprising again, given the name behind the product. But does Quibi live up to Jeffrey's resume? Or it's the first buzz in the man's widely successful career? First thing first, the app isn't region locked, and it's available to download and subscribe worldwide. The only thing is none of the content is localized. In other words, everything is available only in English with optional closed captions. The subscription costs $4.99 a month with ads or $7.99 a month ad-free. In Europe, the price is of €5.99 a month with ads, €8.99 a month ad-free. What a freaking conversion. Anyways, as usual, you get a free trial to test run the whole thing. Obviously, they'll let you experience the best version, ad-free. The test run lasts a whopping 90 days. That seems like too much, but given how unique and unprecedented the content format is, it honestly makes sense. The app runs pretty smoothly, and its very slick design gives the whole thing a premium feeling. But the content browsing can be a hit and miss depending on the user. Take me for example. I understand the concept, I know how to move around and find what could be of my liking, but I also find it annoying as it is too much Instagramish, Snapchatish. However, that also makes sense. Young generations who are caught in the middle of the social media mania, with the smartphone being the main media consumption device, are clearly the first target, and this layout might make Quibi more attractive to them. In short, while annoying, it can't exactly be called a shortcoming. The app also offers the browsing with genres, which are obviously called in quirky ways in classic social media fashion, a search function, a favorite list mechanic called following, surprise surprise, browsing cast and crew of each show with links to their social media, surprise surprise number 2, and the possibility to download as much content as the local storage of your device can withstand. The most impressive thing, though, is the possibility to watch any show either vertically or horizontally, without any noticeable loss of quality. Dedicated framing for both modes, and instantaneous switching. Now, it's obvious everything was shot with horizontal framing in mind, but it's still technically impressive they achieved such a feat. However, no matter how sleek and awesome an app design can be, an SVOD main feature is the content. That is the reason whether or not users will pay. And this is where things get interesting. Browsing around, you will notice the lack of names is the last issue this platform has. We have content with Anna Kendrick, Liam Hemsworth, Christoph Waltz, Micah Monroe, Dane DeHaan, Lawrence Fishburne, Sophie Turner, Idris Elba. We could go on. The issue is the content itself. Full disclosure, I obviously haven't watched everything on the catalog, but I chose 4 shows to test out the functions and see whether or not the format is viable. The first show I checked out is WWE's Fight Like a Girl. The premise is 10 women paired with as many superstars to overcome personal adversities and become the best version of themselves. As you can see, I chose a show because of its association despite me not being the target of said show. Anyways, each episode lasts 6 minutes with a whole 1-minute show intro, so you can say each episode actually lasts 5 minutes. I can say this format simply doesn't work for a show like this. The stories are interesting, but we don't live them, as we are shown a meeting between the woman and the superstar, a small workout montage, hearing what the girl is doing to get better, and then boom, the end result. To be motivational, you have to feel what the character is going through, not just understand it. This clearly is a show with 40 minutes episode relegated at 5. The other unscripted show I watched is MTV's Punk'd. If you're not familiar with the format, it's a candid camera show for celebrities. Here, each episode showing only one prank, lasts 5 to 6 minutes, and honestly that is the sweet spot. Maybe not all pranks are funny, but that's not a format problem. I then watched two narrative shows pilots, Dummy and The Stranger. Dummy stars Anna Kendrick befriending her boyfriend's sex doll, Barbara. This pilot clearly suffers from the fact it lasts only 8 minutes and doesn't really present any of the characters. We only know what they do and that they are in a relationship. Then the inciting incident is presented and then Anna Kendrick meets Barbara, who in turn is the most fleshed out character in the episode. Aside from being impossible to get hooked given the concept coupled with the format, the show also thinks to be politically incorrect while it really is the opposite, just when raunchy rioting. That and the unfunny jokes make the show more annoying than anything. Completely different story for The Stranger though. This drama series stars Micah Monroe as Claire, a Uber driver who picks up Carl E., played by the Indian, a seemingly nice guy who turns out to be a psychopath. Created by Dina Sood, this pilot actually makes the most out of the format, and the collateral style concept allows for an unfolding of events without any actual character presentation. There is only one scene basically in the pilot, and it's incredibly shot, perfectly acted, and makes you eager to see how the situation evolves. I'm looking forward to actually watching the whole thing and review it. So overall, how is Quibi as a service? It has the star power, it has the slick app, it has the attractiveness for the target audience. Unfortunately, the content is hit or miss given the time constraints, but that is to be expected with such a new format. I'd finish this review by saying it is a promising service, but then I have to look at the subscription cost and the whole thing falls apart. Both tires are overpriced for the actual offering, especially considering the format. I get the cost of each production might be similar to the traditional one, but that doesn't change the fact that the longest episode available is 10 minutes. Paying $4.99 or $7.99 for this is flat out wrong, hence I can't recommend, as of now, a subscription to this service after the 90 days trial is over. The positive thing is they have plenty of time to rethink their tires, but I somewhat think they won't. In short, Quibi is an extremely overpriced service that makes its new and daring concept completely unattractive to anyone, and making me think the content would be better off on Instagram TV. Did you download Quibi? What shows did you watch? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the review, be sure to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. My name is Luke Ripa, your favorite Italian filmmaker on YouTube, and I'll see you next time.